Ja.
Over here, good looking. Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Remember that bit of trouble we had with the stolen medallions? Looks like we got a new problem now. We could use your help again. Lady Arabelle will be happy to see you too, I'm sure. Turns out the peace talks we were delivering those invitation medallions for is taking place right here on High Isle. Unfortunately, there's a new problem. Lady Arabelle can tell you all about it. Assuming you're interested in helping us again. Same as last time. Gold and my undying gratitude. Plus, it'll help me work off my debt to Lady Arabelle. So what do you say, my friend? Ready to assist your best partner and favorite ally again? For old time's sake?
Let's hit the trail.
My dockhands are watching for your cargo, Lady Arabelle. They know it's precious.
There was a storm off the coast. Perhaps it delayed the ships.
Forgive me if I do the job you hired me for, Lord Bacaro. Ah, a familiar face. I could use your help, adventurer. So good to see you again, my dear. Remember that little predicament we dealt with not too long ago? Well, now I have a related but larger problem, so let me tell you about my proposition. It pays exceedingly well, I assure you. Care to hear more? Oh, nothing tawdry, my dear. We'll be too busy for romantic shenanigans before long, I expect. Some precious cargo was supposed to sail in on the morning tide, but it never arrived. I need someone not known around the island to be my eyes and ears. While tales of my exploits credit me with all sorts of talents, I can't be in more than one place at a time. I could use a fresh face to mingle with the locals, determine if anyone knows anything about my 3 missing ships and their cargo. Lord Bacaro's conference can't proceed without that cargo. Here's what I need you to do. Check the inn, the lighthouse, and the Lochabane Shallows. See if anyone knows or saw anything. Then meet me outside the North Gate to compare notes. Certainly. Since you're new to High Isle, I understand you may not be as familiar with the local area as I am. What do you wish to know? Gonfalon Head Lighthouse, blessed by Kinnereth herself, stands atop the hill just west of town. It offers an excellent vantage from which to watch the nearby waters. Perhaps the lighthouse keeper saw something that will help. Possibly. When ships fail to make port, it's only natural to wonder if they were damaged or blown off course by a storm. The lighthouse keeper has a perfect view of the approach to Gonfalon Bay. If my ships were out there, she might have seen them. The currents of Lochabane are strong. Flotsam from the open sea often washes up along the shores of the waterway. Some of High Isle's poorer folk comb the beach looking for salvage. Let's hope they haven't found any today. The ancient Anchor Inn sits just up the street near the city gate. It's one of the more popular places on the island. In my experience, inns are an excellent location to pick up rumors. Wherever you think is best, my dear. But do get started soon. My intuition tells me that some sort of mischief is afoot, and my intuition is rarely wrong.
I'm a dockmaster, not a bloody mage. What does the lady expect me to do if her ships never made it to the docks in the first place? Should I be? Lady Arabelle suspects some sort of foul play, but not on my docks. Not a chance. Gonfalon Bay is safe. Everyone knows that. Trouble comes from the mainland, not from here. Of course, the waters to the northeast can be treacherous. The closer you get to Amanos, the more unpredictable the currents become. And storms constantly barrage the coast, not to mention sea elf pirates. A good captain knows these things. None of that would keep Lady Arabelle's ships from reaching port. Like I said, storms close to Amanos aren't that unusual. I doubt the ships we're waiting for would have sailed that far north. Just in case, I sent people to look for signs of wreckage in the shallows. I really don't expect them to find any, though.
Ah, a visitor. Or another one of Lady Arabelle's associates. Either way, welcome to our island. Bacaro Valorous, founder of the Society of the Steadfast, at your service. I hope you find your visit to High Isle restful and profitable. Yes, a sudden squall of unusual intensity. It died out just as quickly as it arose. I noticed it off to the northeast. Dark clouds filled that part of the horizon. Perhaps our ships were delayed by the shifting winds, or decided to wait out the storm. I'm afraid that's privileged information. Suffice it to say, the cargo coming in on those ships is vital to the conference the Society of the Steadfast is sponsoring. Of course I do, but I learned long ago to have patience when it comes to such matters. Not every setback is a conspiracy, and not every delay is the act of a Daedric cult. Though, if you do learn anything of imminent concern, please let us know. I'm a philanthropist. I started the Society of the Steadfast to give relief to those caught up in the suffering caused by the Three Banners War. We establish healing tents for the wounded, distribute food and water, and provide whatever aid we can. As Lady Arabelle said, that's not something we're ready to talk about. Not until the cargo from the missing ships is secured. After that, I'll answer any questions you have. I'll even proclaim the purpose of the conference from the town square. High Isle is the primary island in the Sisters Archipelago. Technically, we're a Breton holding, but we try to behave as a neutral port. People from all over Tamriel come to experience the natural beauty of the island. Well, nobles mostly. Parts of it. But we have a rich history, and the same sorts of dangers you'd experience on the mainland. Bandits, pirates, wild beasts. And you might want to avoid our sister island, Amanos. It's a harsh jungle that has long served as a prison. Mostly political prisoners from the Empire at first. Later, rival nobles, pirates, murderers. The worst of the worst. Today it also includes war criminals and certain prisoners of war. Amanos Station is friendly enough, but the jungle is deadly.
Welcome, viewer. I just noticed you. Welcome, welcome. keep pressing that because I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, my job was taking forever to decide where to poop. Well, rest ended.
I hear these knights are robbing people and looting caravans. Someone ought to do something.
The good folk shook the bad folk side and told this tale to me. Dead, dead, so many dead, from Daggerfall to Doom. It was the slug plague, they said, and blamed the sloat for our rule. Our rulers cried out that all was lost, but not the Anvil King. He boarded his ship and raised the sails, and sailors began to sing. The All Flags was led by the Anvil King of its ships and
You did all us a favor by saving Wayrest. What were you doing down in those sewers?
Hail, friend. Have you heard about the band of robber knights that waylaid travelers on the road to Gonfalon Bay? I came to High Isle to trade, but getting goods from the interior has become a roll of the dice. A rogue band that calls itself the Ascendant Order. I thought they were only active on the mainland, but they're here on High Isle. Rabble-rousers and troublemakers, if you ask me. And now I hear they're looting caravans outside the city walls. Not specifically, but I saw some fancy-pants nobles giving the dockmaster grief. Missing ships could mean anything. Storms, pirates, poor winds, worthless navigators. Try Sergeant Dane over there. He's with the Sisters Guard and knows a lot.
They closed on the enemy eye.
I'm off duty, newcomer. Got a complaint? Take it to one of the other guards. We police High Isle. Ships that haven't arrived yet aren't our problem. Besides, we've got our hands full with these so-called Ascendant Order Knights. They're stirring up trouble all across the island. Just that they're little more than well-armed bandits. They've been recruiting the poor to bolster their numbers. Now they're robbing caravans while claiming they fight for justice. Honest folk don't hide their faces behind helmets and masks. They're malcontents. They go on about how the high and mighty misuse their power by squabbling over the Ruby Throne. It started out small enough, defying authority, inciting riots, petty sabotage. But now they're hurting people. Something else, newcomer? I'd like ordinary bandits the Sisters Guard can handle. But when we send enough guards to meet a company of Ascendant Order Ravagers, these faceless knights just melt away. And if we don't send enough guards, then our guards don't come back. Might as well be. Most knights proudly display their emblems. They wear the colors of their house and paint family crests on their shields. These Ascendant Order Knights never remove their helms and bear no devices. They could be anybody.
You don't look like a salvager. Come to join up with those so-called knights who've been hanging around, did you? Bah! I'd rather go hungry than swear myself to the likes of them. Haven't seen anything sail by in the lock recently, and no new wreckage washed up today. But I've been keeping my head down. Those robber knights have been chasing off salvagers who won't promise to help them. They were recruiting, or at least offering the chance to earn a reward. They wanted people ready to haul in whatever came ashore. Several salvagers went with them. I wouldn't, though. What I find is mine. To a cave just down the beach. But I'd avoid it if I were you. Old Charbel nearly lost his head snooping around there. I don't know if they found what they were looking for, but I think they left a few nights behind to watch the shallows.
The moon sent me too much work.
What do you think you'll make with that?
One done.
Oh, a traveler. I thought those vile knights had returned. Forgive me, I must continue praying for the return of our idol. Without it, this tower's light will remain dark. This lighthouse is special. It's blessed by Kinnereth, the god of winds and sea. No fire serves as a beacon for nearby ships, but the divine light of Kinnereth herself. But without the sacred idol, the light cannot shine. Alas, the idol was stolen. Knights in unmarked livery broke in and stole the Kinnereth idol. I watched the scoundrels flee to the west with the sacred edifice. Perhaps, dare I ask, would you be willing to recover the idol for the lighthouse so I may restore the beacon? They may wear the garb of knights, but the ruffians who assaulted me carry themselves like robbers and outlaws. Whoever they are, they're dangerous. Be wary of them, and may the wind guide you. Bless you, traveler. Please understand, to my order, this is more than just a lighthouse. This beacon spreads Kinnereth's blessing across both land and sea, but only with the idol in place, so it must be returned. It is marvelous, is it not? This is actually the second beacon to stand atop Gonfalon Head. It dates back to the early 1st century. When I assumed my duties here, the tower was in poor repair. Dangerous, even. When Duchess Alea Dufort assumed her father's duties a few years ago, she ordered a complete renovation of the structure. I'm sure she wanted to protect trade in Gonfalon Bay, but she spared no expense in rebuilding the lighthouse.
Can you hear me? I don't know why it's not doing audio there.
This is a great area for harvesting.
It's like me mom used to say. As long as there's a drink in my hand, I'm in the right place.
I don't remember seeing this in the travel brochure. Are you certain it's part of the tour? Looks quite dull to me.
So I've been trying to figure out plans for Campaign Plus coming up because, man, I almost don't want to say certain things, but you guys are getting really close to the end.
I know.
Like closer than I think anybody really even knows.
That is a big ass whale skeleton.
Are you sure it's a whale?
I mean, the skull looks like a. I think the skull is meant to be. Yeah, there we go. It's like a big sperm whale. It's a toothed whale. It's like a giant sperm whale.
Wow.
Leviathan melvillei. Prehistoric sperm whale that. It was around when it could have butted heads with Megalodon.
But yeah, like I got something very special planned for you guys coming up in Campaign Plus. I don't really want to call it a Campaign 2, but yeah, it's kind of a continuation, kind of not.
I wish we theropod riders, as well as, you know, hadrosaurs and...
Well, technically we haven't really been able to spend any time with them, and
I know.
that might ending up where you do last session.
Yeah, I think I stuck around.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah, it's
well,
like...
I
even commented that I didn't know if we had intel or not. We gotta get intel, locate the stone, get in and get out.
Yeah, it's sort of like that's your immediate problem, but also how do you get out? That's something you need to figure out yourself. And also at the same time you're kind of driven to act in sort of your short time span that you have. But yeah, like it's sort of a situation of you gotta, you don't really have to, but don't like to, yeah. But like as DM recommendation, it's sort of like, oh, hello, who joined?
Hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how busy are you?
Scale of 1 to 10, scale of streaming, like on Twitch. Just a heads
What are
up.
you streaming?
My friend is streaming ESO right now.
Oh. Okay.
What's up? Are you good?
See you later.
No, it's okay. I'm not busy particularly right now, but if it's important,
Important is relative.
is it something you can talk about just with anybody, or?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Well, come talk to me later. Okay, I would like to hang out with you.
I mean, I might be going to sleep soon.
Here, hold on a second. Meet me down below.
You return, and with the idol, place it here, and I shall call forth its light. Mother Kinnereth, this traveler has set right the desecration of this holy place. Return to us your blessing, and let your light shine over the land and sea. I cannot thank you enough. With the idol returned and the light restored, we can ensure the safe passage of many a weary traveler. Is there any way a priest of humble means could repay you? A blessing, perhaps? Shortly after the lighthouse was pillaged, I spied 3 ships on the horizon. Then suddenly, the clouds darkened, and a terrible storm began to blow in. I lost sight of the ships after that. Perhaps they were simply blown off course? Amanos is notorious for its storms, but Kinnereth generally blesses High Isle with fair weather. I wonder, the way the storm swept in seemed unnatural, and it happened so soon after...
Dude wanted to play a game, but he's just go ahead and just like...
They want to go play a game with him, go ahead.
It's okay. It's more like he's going to bed soon anyways, so he just said go ahead. I insisted, and he's like, nah. So.
Why steal the idol unless the knights meant to revoke her protection?
Besides, it's really something we gotta have more than just 2 of us to do. So, the particular game he wanted to play, he wanted to see if we can get Net in, but if Net was busy, then might as well just So, what was I talking about again? Before that,
I don't remember.
oh yeah, I wouldn't count out. Do
you think you'll make with that?
All that stuff yet.
I was just trying to. It's not strictly story relevant. I was just trying to build up a picture. Her clan ends up spread in different. The homestead was kind of like a whole home base, but it wasn't unusual for her parts of her tribe to spread out and travel.
Yeah. Like I understand. I'm gonna be honest. Your character has not been really necessary to their own arc, and so I'm going to be changing that soon. This is more or less just. I think that's more on my part. Like I said, hey, I'm gonna make an arc for you, and then just a lot of times it's partly because you've been very busy, and also problems of other origin and stuff like that. Not just you being busy. Don't worry about that. But just and basically, what ends up happening is I have not done a good job of actually making your character having your character actually have something to do with this, rather than just following along with the party. So it's been more or less, I think, group oriented and group decision oriented, but I think your character's personal investment is lacking, not because of your part though. I think you definitely want to
you found my
participate in stuff like that. It's just I have not done a good job of presenting that for you and
my own investigation.
provide that what I've planned is planned out. Because I had some of this stuff planned out
The locals revere that light.
that we're still going through, I think,
Such a way.
before I
Something
picked
is
up the
indeed
game
wrong
again.
here. At least our missing ships reached these
Take as
waters.
long as you
but
need.
this
After my
storm
last
worries
break,
me.
you know?
Tell me more about the Rogue Knights. The Ascendant Order, of course. I thought the rumors about Rogue Knights troubling folk outside of town had a familiar ring.
Yeah,
But
like...
I'd hoped we'd seen the last of the
Oops,
Order
sorry,
at
am I
Sword's
talking during
Rest.
dialogue?
Tell me, did you learn anything
Sorry.
of the Shallows? It seems the Ascendant Order knew the ships would be wrecked. By extinguishing the they fire. Two. Ah, you caught that, did you? My missing cargo is more delegates for the conference. Perhaps the most important ones. But I need you to check on the guild delegates right now. They went to visit a druid named Ravana. Her hut lies to the west. She created the invitation medallions. As for Guild General Quentin, I only met him when he arrived. Seems to have a good head on his shoulders, but the war has cost him dearly. He lost his wife in a raid. To disrupt the peace talks? It would be a grand stage for the Ascendant Order's message. Or they might plan to strike at the delegations. Influential voices from all three alliances will be here soon. A tempting target. The Ascendant Champion's superior. When we defeated the champion at Sword's Rest Isle, we only defeated one of the Order's leaders. I've heard whispers about an Ascendant Lord, too. I can't imagine there are too many more of them after that. Her name is Ravana. She's something of a local apothecary. She uses her skill with herbs and healing to help the folk of High Isle. With the conference delayed, Valencia was curious about druidic magic, so off she went. Quentin decided to tag along.
So yeah, like... What? I think I need to figure out more of a thing going on. Oh, hello, who joined? We are literally on stream and you just said that.
This is a great area for
We're on Twitch right now.
I don't even understand what he said. I just hope it wasn't something that would get me banned.
No,
not that
I just
many...
made go.
If you knew what that was from a network, you wouldn't be saying that.
The Gunga Ginga guy, don't you know him? The alien guy?
He's a meme.
Yeah.
I only recently heard about him, and
recently, bro, he's been around for years, man.
I know it's an old meme, but I don't know. Just Oh, okay. Hey, where you guys going?
Pretty good.
Novi was looking for somebody to play Titanfall with. I'm currently hanging out with this person here, so.
He said Titanfall? I got him.
Yeah. He said he was going to go to bed soon, so you might want to catch him. You just missed him.
Titan music.
Careful with crap or I don't know.
Oh, no, don't worry. I'm just saying it. Not actually gonna do it, man. Don't worry.
Alright, good. Good.
No, I'm not like that. Don't worry. I know
Is there something I can
the
do
Twitch
for
can be
you?
very difficult.
Do you need
Yeah.
a poultice or perhaps an
It's difficult sometimes, but you know.
Ah, yes.
I find
Curious
it's
mage
just
and the stern warrior. They stopped by when I mentioned that rogue knights had been making the countryside dangerous.
However, we were just talking stuff about the game that I DM for her.
A clearing to the southwest.
She's
I'll
one of
mark
my
the spot on your
players.
map. I saw a band of the knights gathering there the last time I
So,
went
yeah.
out to gather herbs. They forced me to retreat without them. I warned
Yeah.
Alessia.
So I know D&D is not really your thing, man. So like,
We follow
if
the
it's-
old ways. Some call us priests
I don't
of
know.
Ifray.
Is it right if I keep on going about it, or
Go for it.
We are
Alright.
children
I'm
of
just
the
chilling.
land, like the weird.
I'm just trying to think of like,
Those who live in
I'm just trying to think what is,
People were not meant to bow before crowns of metal.
because
Our
I don't want to spoil too much.
went
Because I've had like larger plans
Stone
in certain
walls
increments of time. Like I've had larger plans for campaign plus. I've had
them remember what their ancestors once knew.
that I
Circles.
kind of want to reveal, but kind of don't at the same time.
Circles are fellowships of like-minded druids. Each interprets Ifray's will differently. But
I
druids
have
of the same circle share common traditions
plans.
and goals. I belong to the Stone
Excuse me, that I need to work on
We seek to teach
for
others
after
by
you
the
you
example of
leave
our
outside the
Yes. Travel far enough
big
in the
Knoll City.
archipelago and you may meet druids of the Eldertide or Firesong circles. Although the Firesong
That may or may not
island, and you
have
should
to
be
do with
wary
some
of the
things. May or not scratch some itches that you have about character affiliation, kind of like kind of development and whatnot,
They
and
follow
backstory stuff.
teachings and practices that share a common ancestry with the
I know
druids.
you've been
Whereas we left the mainland,
kind of.
they remained behind.
It's kind of been like a forcefully missed out thing on between being called away so much and also like me not actually providing a story for you specifically, like specifically that is necessary, that you are necessary towards or essential for,
circles of common belief,
which has been,
while the weird
I guess, instrumental in trying to make sure that we can have the game, but then keep things going. But at the same time, it's
not too many on the mainland though.
it's kept things for you to a pace where
Tamriel and its troubles
you've not
behind us.
had
But
much
here,
involvement,
our ancient ways survived.
and that's not your fault. I want to stress that. So finding a workaround there might be a necessary point.
In the
do that
early
when I
years
do
of
that.
the Direni hegemony, they
Um,
struggled for the soul of High Rock.
Got surprised.
We
Um,
our people, yes, our forebears
basically it went from,
driven into exile.
I feel like it's gone from like a bunch of information gathering on who has the stone to like
Their wanderings brought them to the sisters. The followers of the weird remained behind. They walked
it pretty much has just gone down to where we messed up so bad due to reasons not just of your own making, but just like things went so chaotically wrong with the information gathering.
Let's ride.
And too much time was wasted, then now it's just going to become kind of a gauntlet. Because
Okay, man, I'm gonna head out.
hold on a second.
Over here. I could use some help.
My mom was just being weird. What the heck?
How glad I am to see you again. This island is far more dangerous than I expected. Especially after what just happened.
Oh god, now I just got it. Okay. We recently got takeout
When she
and
told us about rogue knights in the area, Quentin was eager to
literally she
If
starts
the consent
quoting
order,
like freaking
they
Popeye.
overpowered Quentin and knocked
I'm
him
like,
senseless.
why are you? And then I
Quentin.
like I'm like it takes me like until she closes the door to be like, oh yeah, we got Popeyes.
Definitely trying to take us
So I'm gonna
alive.
go grab my dinner.
That's the only reason I had the opportunity to throw
Real
up a
quick.
shroud spell and avoid being captured myself. Did you come out here to find us? And Ravana told you where to find us. Good. Now, we must rescue Quentin. I may have a way to find where the Ascendant Order took him, but we should get to safety first. Meet me back at Druid Ravana's hut.
Xfinity sent me a prepaid Visa card. I don't know how much is on it, but... Who? Xfinity. Tomorrow. Amlodipine, whatever. Turn in the Lasix and dress. Do that would after I drop you off. I have got to have. Where's the Lasix? Back to it. Alrighty.
No. We came upon them just as they were finishing an attack on a caravan, but I assume they recognized us or decided our station warranted capture rather than elimination. But you came with a warning, didn't you? What did you find out? Wrecked the ships? How in oblivion could they coordinate such a thing? Clearly, the Ascendant Order is aware of the plans for Lord Baccaro's conference. They're here in force and causing more trouble than we anticipated. If they recognized us as delegates, there's all sorts of ways they could hold that over the conference. If they just assume we're rich nobles, ransom is always an option. But who can really say what those helmeted bastards are thinking? I've remained at Lady Arabelle's side since we delivered the invitation medallions to the delegates. I hope to help make sure their journey to High Isle proceeded smoothly. It seems the Ascendant Order is not so easily avoided. I came to talk to Ravana about arcane and related topics, and Quentin decided to tag along. When Ravana told us about rogue knights, I feared it might be the Ascendant Order. Quentin wanted to investigate. Turned out I was right. No, we came upon...
That should come in handy. Huzzah!
I understand, Valencia.
I owe you a debt of gratitude for coming to my aid. It seems once again that Lady Arabelle chose well. Now to see if I can find Guild General Quentin, and by extension, the rogue knights who carried him away. Do you recall the invitation medallions I enchanted? Each delegate carries one, so I can trace my own magic to locate Quentin. Now let me see. They moved northeast, across the lock. I see an abandoned chapel. Crypts. No question, Quentin is there. Lady Arabelle asked me to try as soon as we realized the ships were late. I wasn't able to make a connection with those medallions. Maybe they were too far away, or some other magic interfered with my scrying, but I wasn't able to detect anything. No, we need to return to Lady Arabelle and share this information. Then we can mount a rescue for Guild General Quentin. I'll meet you at Lady Arabelle's little pavilion. What she calls her field office, I believe.
That was easy.
That sounds like a Bane chapel, but only one medallion is there. Valencia apprised me of the situation. I believe I know the place where she thinks they're holding Quentin. It must be the crypts below a Bane chapel on the northern shore of the loch. Will you accompany us on this rescue mission, my dear? Smashing. This will be like that time I pulled General Gautier out of a Reach stronghold during the border raids of 566. Now that was an adventure. Anyway, it's too bad Valencia couldn't scry the locations of the other missing delegates. I suppose you've earned the truth, and you certainly deserve my complete confidence. The 3 ships carried High King Emmerich, Queen Irene, and Prince Ernskar, son of Yoren the Skald King. I dare say I've misplaced the leaders of Tamriel. I warned them of the danger, and we took such elaborate precautions. Obviously, they weren't enough. If we find Quentin with the Ascendant Order, we may find our missing royals. Let's meet at the chapel north of the loch and see what awaits us. We'll rendezvous at a Bane chapel on the north side of the loch. I've already sent an operative ahead to scout the area. Be prepared to defend yourself. The Ascendant Order won't give up Guild General Quentin without a fight. Whatever the situation, I won't abandon Quentin to his fate. Oh, that's good. Let me write that down. Besides, we have to risk it, both to save Quentin and to see if we can learn anything about the missing Alliance leaders. We know their medallions aren't there, but they could have lost them at sea. Regardless, if the Ascendant Order uses the chapel as a hideout, we may learn something about their plans, or a clue as to where to search for the Alliance leaders, perhaps. Not a student of politics, my dear. I understand completely. They're the leaders of the Alliances vying for the Ruby Throne. Well, Irene and Emmerich lead 2 alliances. You're in the 3rd. You poor dear. You must pay more attention to current events. Queen Irene leads the Aldmeri Dominion, High King Emmerich the Daggerfall Covenant, and Prince Ernskar represents the Ebonheart Pact, the opponents in the aptly named Three Banners War. It's complicated. The Ruby Throne sits vacant, and the Tamrielic Empire lacks an emperor. None of the alliances can stomach the idea that one of the others might win the throne. It's a wonder Bakaro and I got them to agree to these peace talks.
Get away from me, stupid thing!
Hmm?
Is it gone?
Coming.
What do you think you'll make with that?
Get away from me, stupid thing! Is it gone? Yeah!
There. It's open. Got any more locks you need picked? How about you, Valencia?
I think not, thank you.
Now's not the time, Jakan. Let's see what awaits us down in the crypts.
I can't pinpoint the exact location of Quentin's medallion. He could be anywhere in here.
I'll scout ahead. Maybe someone should watch the door in case anyone follows us.
I'll keep watch. Be careful.
Aw, I knew you cared.
Quentin is our priority, but keep your eyes open. Who knows what the Ascendant Order left lying about? Ascendant Order propaganda. Don't be taken in. They are not as but no sign of Quentin yet, though. We should keep going.
Clan over here.
The Ascendant Order has the captains of our missing ships. But where are the Alliance leader? First things first, clear the path to the South Crypts, please. We must rescue the captains and hope that Quentin is with them.
Saji.
Did you see his new bow? That must have cost him.
Lady Arabelle. Colleen, Zaji, Zuzo. Thank the Divines you're all right. But where are the delegates?
Apologies, my lady. We lost our charges.
Zaji is not all right.
Not to spoil the reunion, but we're about to get company.
Jakarn, free the captains. Friend, keep the Ascendant Order at bay. Buy us some time.
Give them everything you've got.
Collect Valencia and get the captains to safety, Jakarn. We'll find Quentin.
The Knights took Quentin away not long ago. I think they're questioning him now.
Then we must hurry. Come, my friend. Down there. It's Quentin. Let's listen and try to figure out what's going on.
A new age of peace is upon us. An age of free peoples, standing together, not kneeling to distant thrones.
This is not your war, General. What say you?
The war took everything from me. I am with you. How can I help?
The Order is trying to recruit Quentin? We have to put a stop to this.
You're planning to eat that, right? oblivion take you!
Each delegate carries a medallion like this one, Magus. It serves as both an invitation and a key.
Keep it. We may need your access later. Right now, I want you to kill the meddling investigator nipping at our heels.
Lady Arabelle? But she's...
No longer working alone. She's found some capable help. Deal with them.
Oh, Quentin. I guess you've made your choice.
I'm probably getting down one up, but you know what? I'm done with other stuff.
No remorse!
Here is your chance, Quentin. Stop these fools and strike a blow for the people.
I'm sorry, Lady Arabelle, but I have made my choice. For the Ascendant
Do
Order!
what you must. We can't allow the General to stop us.
Courage
Sorry
brings
it came to
victory.
that, but well fought, my friend. Let's speak outside. I didn't expect Guild General Quentin to turn on us, and I certainly didn't desire his death. It seems sympathy for the Ascendant Order is more widespread than I knew. We must be cautious, particularly with whom we choose to trust going forward. Do I expect it? No. But that doesn't mean we should let our guard down. This venture wasn't a complete failure, though. We rescued the captains of our missing ships. We need to find out what happened at sea and what befell the Alliance leaders. To Mandrake Manor, my home in Gonfalon Bay. I'll mark it on your map. Jacan Valencia and I have been using my townhouse as a base of operations. I'm confident that it is as safe from the Ascended Order as any other location we might choose. Oh, the name comes from a book I'm rather fond of. I bought the manor to serve as my home in retirement, and I keep a few mementos of my career there. Meet me there, my dear, and we'll see what our rescued captains have to say about all this.
I hath arrived.
Yay.
You
were
okay?
on mute for a while.
Yeah, I had dinner.
Ah.
But yeah, also kind of think I bored network away, so. Whoa, what the heck is that?
Soul Razor Knight Ghoulish, apparently.
It's just nunchucking around. It's just like wah 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 wah. Star Wars kid. Hey, so like, so I don't know if I want to say this or not, because I don't know if it would spoil anything.
Well, for what?
For my D&D game. Because I've been I've been thinking about that a little bit, because like, I've been thinking about getting to work on some stuff. But like, at the same token, I'm just like, well, I don't know. There's reasons that I think I want to include some people in on some include some people in on some details that I have for my game, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, I'm wondering if I should play the waiting game or not. Because technically these are details that I don't need answered right away. But the sooner I get them answered, the sooner I can work on some stuff.
Alright.
The problem is, in order to answer them, I need to reveal some things that I kind of want to keep a surprise until I need to reveal them. So I've just been kind of figuring out which parts to reveal. I've also been trying to figure out how to accidentally, or not accidentally, like, have these questions answered without asking them.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
there you are. Go inside and talk to Captain Colleen. Find out what happened at sea. I need a moment to collect my thoughts.
Although, probably after I wrap this up, I'm probably gonna stop the stream and yada yada.
Okay. Sorry if I've just been musing about, like, my D&D game and all. That's just all that's I've been on the brain for a little bit.
She is gone. This time for good. The terrible storm was the end of her. And that is not the
Oh
worst
no,
of it.
Casca! We can
Zaji
find
has lost
Casca!
Queen Irene and Casca too!
Poor Zaji. You meet him in, I think the second half, the Southern Elsewhere DLC, I think.
Zaji must admit he was sleeping
What happened to
in
a
his
person?
cabin when the storm hit. He
What they're
woke up
talking
when
about.
cold water climbed into bed with him. The next thing Zaji knows, he is being fished out of the sea by strange knights. I'm saved, Zaji thinks. Then they tied me up. The annoying knights, yes. Zaji heard the commander talking. The Lord, they called him. He was angry the Alliance leaders did not wash ashore with Zaji. Zaji did not see the Lord's face, but he spoke like a Breton noble. Zaji could hear it. Zaji lost Queen Irene, and First Mate Casca too. The wind and the waves must have carried them somewhere else. The Lord and the Magus, the Order's leaders, they swore to comb every beach until they found her. And the others too, Zaji supposes.
I thank you for my rescue. I do not think the Ascendant Order had any more use for me. Once they realized I could not tell them what became of Prince Ernscar, they dragged me back to the cell. I remember it like the ripples in my favorite pond. A storm blew up without warning. My ship was driven onto the rocks near Aminos and broke apart. All were cast into the sea. When we reached shore, those rogue knights grabbed us. I did not see what became of him. He might have been trapped in the part of the ship that was swept away, or maybe the currents carried him to a different part of the shore. Or he might have drowned. I know that many of my crew did.
I honestly didn't think we'd ever leave that cell alive. I owe you a debt of gratitude, friend. We all do. And I owe Dockmaster of Gonfalon Bay payment of a different kind. I visit High Isle often, and I considered Arnauld a friend. Bah! An armored mage and a gang of ruffians were waiting at the shallows. They clubbed down all who made it ashore. Dockmaster Arnauld showed up, and I thought we were saved. But the mage, a Brent noble by his voice, paid him to walk away and leave. We were nearing landfall when a huge storm swept out of nowhere. I looked for the light at Gonfalon Head, but the lighthouse was dark. We were blown off course, crashed upon some rocks. I lost sight of High King Emmerich, but somehow made it to shore. I'm not sure. I didn't see any of the royals when I waded ashore, and I was the last one from my ship to make it to the beach. The tide turned as I swam in, and no one was washed up after me. I'm afraid you won't find the High King at the shallows.
Over here, dear. We have much to do.
Come on now, go.
I adore this view. Isn't the Colossus a wondrous sight? Still, gazing upon it does nothing to quell my anxiety. Somehow the Ascendant Order learned not only about our secret peace talks, but that the Alliance leaders were going to attend. And neither do we. We're not even sure they're still alive, but we must hope. Your help has been invaluable thus far, my dear, and you've earned every piece of gold in this pouch. We'll find the Alliance leaders and unmask the Order. We have to. Just as the Colossus watches over Gonfalon Bay, I was supposed to keep the Alliance leaders safe. I failed at that, but at least they aren't in the Ascendant Order's hands. Not yet, anyway. What did Captain Colleen and the others have to say, dear? Breton nobles? Yes. We heard that as well when the Ascendant Lord and the Magus were speaking in the crypts. That's something to go on. And if the Alliance leaders didn't end up in the shallows, we'll need to look elsewhere. What else, dear? Well, that's a lead we can investigate. I'd like to have a chat with Dockmaster Arnauld about that and a great many other things. I detest being lied to, and he did it with such conviction. You're still on retainer, dear. Would you care to join me? The Dockmaster's home overlooks the harbor to the west. Jakan and I will meet you there. First Quentin, now this. I hardly know who to trust. Times like these, I take a moment to contemplate the Colossus in the harbor. It helps clear my thoughts. That's one of the wonders of the archipelago, dear. The locals are very proud of their statue. even if few of them know the real story behind who it represents. I like it as well. One of the reasons I bought the manor. Such a spectacular view. The Colossus of Gonfalon Bay is Baron Admiral Bendu Olo, though most on the mainland would know him as the Colovian King of Anvil. He formed the All Flags Navy around 2260 in the First Era to gain vengeance against the Slode for the Thracian Plague. The largest allied naval force in Tamrielic history. Ships from every nation and province participated, and many of the vessels were built right here on High Isle. The fleet launched from here and rained destruction upon Thras for their treachery. Nothing, my dear, but you asked. Lord Bakara selected High Isle for the peace talks because of that history, though. The All Flags Navy recalls a time when disparate people united in common cause. He hopes to inspire the delegates to do the same.